Ben Johnson, Louisville Parks and Recreation. Welcome to our monthly edition of Beyond the Bench. This is a show where we try to take you beyond the park bench and let you know all the different things that we do that some people really do not realize. The Parks and Recreation Department is extremely diversified and we have quite a bit going on. So hopefully you'll enjoy this episode. I have two special guests and we'll see what we can learn today on Beyond the Bench. But before we start, I have to say, on behalf of our entire department, we are extremely disappointed in the events that took place at Shawnee Park, the location of the historic Dirt Bowl. For a lot of our guys who actually take care of that park and take care of that court, they also play and have played in the Dirt Bowl. So for them, it's personal. But for our entire department, we want to let you know that we're going to do everything we can to make sure that that court is playable as soon as possible. But we also need your help. If you see something, say something. Now, back to the fun part and our regularly scheduled programming. This month's Did You Know? July is National Parks and Recreation Month, and we're celebrating that in a number of ways, but we also wanted to let you know a little bit more about your parks department. We've actually invested in the last fiscal year over $24 million in your parks and facilities and amenities. That's not a small figure. We figure a lot of you weren't aware of that, so we wanted to let you know that we do take what we do seriously, and we're trying to not only expand, but maintain what we have. I'm sure most of you are aware of the Algonquin Water Park, which has been a splashing success, and we are excited not only about what has happened there, but the fact that we will be opening another one very similar next year in Camp Taylor. The plan is to have that construction completed this year. We'll run a few tests and we'll be able to open it next year right on schedule. Shepherd Park is turning 100. Follow us on our social media to find out some of the things that we're going to be doing there to celebrate that milestone. And the last few things, our department has over 350 permanent staff. We go up to about 500 when you include seasonals, but seasonals will help my first guest. They also help the community centers with summer camps and with our aquatic season and lifeguards. Also, just so you know, we have a number of certified parks and recreation professionals in our department. Louisville Parks and Recreation has been nationally accredited for well over a decade. One of the things that individuals can do is achieve a certified parks and recreation professional designation. There are 30 in the state, 8 work in our department. So I think that's an achievement we can be proud of. I'm happy to say that I am one of those 8. And actually, we have the newest certified parks and recreation professional as our first guest, Miss Sam Hennegan.
Yes, thank you.
How are you?
I'm doing well.
No, we're not going to be quiet and shy. I know better, you know better. So, who are you? What do you do? Why are you here?
Who am I? I am Sam Hennegan. I'm a recreation supervisor at the Sarah Allgaier Community Center.
Okay.
And I'm also one of our athletic supervisors.
Okay, so Cyril is a little bit different from what we call our tradition, operates a little differently from what we call our traditional community centers. Explain the difference.
So Cyril is home to our athletic center. We are not set in a neighborhood per se, so a lot of people drive to us. So we have a really large impact of ages. We have kids 3 years old in our programs all the way up to, we have 80-year-olds coming into our center. But our center really is a lot of pickleball, basketball, volleyball, camp, and home to our athletic leagues.
Okay, so this interview is going to take about 6 minutes because that were 2 of my follow-up questions already, which is fine. So, but we need to expound on a couple of those. So one of my questions was, what age groups do you serve? So since you said 3 to 80, that's a pretty broad span. Explain how we can work with 3-year-olds and 80-year-olds. Like, what are those particular programs?
All athletics. So for 3, we start at 3. 3 and 4-year-olds, we do futsal, we do fall, spring soccer, we do basketball, t-ball. We offer that for all of our 3, as young as 3 years old. And then we have someone who's 90 years old playing in our senior softball league.
Right. And senior softball takes place where?
At Camp Taylor Memorial
At Camp
Park.
Taylor, where next year there will be a new water park. And also, if you haven't seen the little 3 and 4-year-olds and the little ballers and the t-ball and the futsal and the soccer, you're missing an absolute treat. So that's cool. So what other sports, what other offerings do we have? So you mentioned the futsal and t-ball. You're very big, Cyril's very big in pickleball.
It certainly is. We have year-round pickleball leagues, both indoor and outdoor. We try to spread out throughout our parks in the city. We have co-ed softball for adults, the senior softball, as I mentioned, adult basketball leagues, and then our youth sports include outdoor soccer, indoor soccer, t-ball, baseball, basketball, flag football. It's just a couple of them.
Yeah, so there's almost no sport that you don't do.
Right. Yeah.
That's fine. That's fine. You didn't mention JCPS, so one of my questions is about partnerships and partners. JCPS is a major partner of ours. Kind of explain your role or our role working with JCPS.
So our role with JCPS is with elementary schools. So this past spring, we had over 600 students participate with us
In what sport?
in spring soccer.
Okay.
And another partner is Lou City Racing Foundation. They help sponsor jerseys, space, equipment, coaching information, coaching clinics, and they let us play our championship at their facilities.
Yeah, that was that Saturday. That was crazy. How many teams came out for that?
40.
Yeah, and you were there from when to when?
We were there from 1 o'clock until 8:30 p.m.
Right. I remember popping out, and it was a great day. A lot of energy, a lot of families, a lot of support, and it was also very multicultural.
Yes, there's 600 students. That's from 36 different schools across, Jefferson County.
Okay. So anything in particular we're signing up for right now?
Right now, our fall sports are signing up. So that's NFL flag football. That's little futsal, which is indoor soccer for our 3 and 4-year-olds. Our co-ed softball league for adults, and fall soccer.
Okay. So if someone wants to sign up, what do they do?
They can go to bestparksever.com, and at the top there's a green button that says Youth League registration or Adult League registration, and it takes you right to everything we're registering for.
You pretty much run at capacity?
Yes.
Okay, so if you're interested,
If you're interested,
might want to
sign up early.
sign up
right
early.
now,
Get on there now. That's cool. So you mentioned quite a bit. I believe the audience has already been educated, but if there was something you felt like people really did not know, but should know or need to know, what would that be?
That is that if you have not dribbled a basketball, you have not kicked a soccer ball, or put a baseball glove on your hand, come to us, right? We start at 3 years old, all the way up, but we're a really intro league, recreational league for our youth league. So anyone is welcome to come play. We love everybody to come play. Nobody is turned away to come play in our
So it's
leagues.
true recreation.
Yes, it's truly recreational.
Right. So you say anybody can fit in at any skill level.
Yes.
Great. I mean, that's a wonderful thing. So you have a lot of sports. You mentioned a lot of teams.
Yep.
Do you need a coach or two?
Absolutely. Yes, please. Our youth leagues have volunteer coaches for every single team. So a lot of that's parent participation. You sign your kid up on the team. We're more than happy to let you coach that same team. Be a part of your child's athletic league and helping them learn a new sport. With our volunteer coaches, we also provide manuals, curriculum, links to practices and drills and everything for them. So if it's your first time coaching this sport, you really don't know anything about that sport, we do as much as we can to help you learn that sport and learn how to teach kids.
So you treat the coaches kind of like you treat the players. When you say that if you haven't done it in a while or if you've never done it, Cyril Allgaier is still a good place to go to begin.
Yes, starting league. Yeah.
Good. So do we have mostly parents that are coaching or people that like to coach that are coaching?
I would say 90% of our coaches are parent volunteers. There are a few community members that just love to come out and help coach. They're really passionate about volleyball or soccer, and they want to coach a team.
And you didn't mention volleyball. I know volleyball is big as well at your location.
It's actually very large at Cyril. But yes, we have a recreational volleyball league starting ages 8 to 14, and that's actually happening right now.
Oh, cool. Okay. Your opportunity to brag. How long have you been with the department?
4 years this summer.
Oh, you didn't bring your chain.
I did not. I was Employee of the Month.
You were Employee of the Month, and you got the big turnover type chain and everything.
I do. It's got the recreation logo on it.
Yeah.
But yes.
So that's wonderful.
Yeah.
So besides that, in the time that you've been here, what is better now than it was when you started because you've been here?
I would say just the growth of the athletic department. In the spring, we had 1,200 people participating in our leagues. So that's JCPS, that's senior ball, that's spring soccer, t-ball, all those sports is over 1,200, which is a major growth from when I first started 4 years ago.
So when you sat down, you were like, what's the surprise question? I guess you've seen an episode or two, so there always is one. So our athletics department and that community center is run by two young ladies.
Sure is.
You and Jelena Scruggs, the previous employee of the month. She wants that shout out. That might be surprising to some people. Why do you think you all have been so successful, particularly as two females in athletics? But you just talked about the growth since you all have been there. I've seen you all work so well together. Why do you think you all have been so successful?
A part of it is our teamwork. We're also very passionate about kids and having our youth play sports. So having that, we have that drive and those expectations we put on ourselves of how many leagues we're running, the time frame of the leagues and everything like that. So I think a big part is, we mesh really well together and work very well together. And we both have, we can read each other very well in those aspects, but deep down we both have a passion for doing the same thing. And that's helping the kids out. Athletics, kids, we're teaching them sportsmanship, teamwork, and exposing them to something they may not have been a part of. And our leagues are very affordable for everybody.
They are.
Yes.
They really, really are. So, okay, well, Sam, thank you very much. Congratulations on obtaining your CPRP.
Thank you.
And I think on an equal plane is congratulations on being Employee of the Month. I mean, you're just having a good couple of weeks.
I am, and I'm presenting at the national conference.
And actually, you will be presenting for the first time at our National Parks and Recreation Conference in September in Orlando.
Yes.
So again, she's just having a great year of achievement. So this is Ben Johnson with Sam Hennegan. We'll be right back. Ben Johnson, welcome back to Beyond the Bench. My next guest is Mr. Dave Christopher. I'm sure a lot of you know him and of his works, and those of you who do not, be prepared to be impressed. Dave, how you doing?
I'm doing great, Ben.
So don't make me look bad.
No, I promise.
Tell the people who you are and why they should be impressed.
No, I don't know if I'll be impressed, but Dave W. Christopher Sr., I'm the president and founder of AMPed, which stands for Adventurous Minds Produce Extraordinary Dreams.
Okay. Now, the AMPed has changed in terms of what, so when we first met, because we've known each other quite a while, what did AMPed previously stand for?
It used to be, I founded it originally as a music program for kids. It was called Academy of Music Production, Education, and Development.
Okay, so why the change?
So, it's interesting that you ask that question because people think that this is, in nonprofit, there's this term called mission drift where like you come in and you do this thing and that's what you do, right? And so we came in and we did music, but what I realized was that for all the work and time that we were putting into the kids and the success that we were having with the kids and their grades, behavior, that kind of thing, and just even their self-advocacy and confidence in themselves, there was something missing that I felt like we were taking 2 steps forward and 1 step back. And what at some point I realized was these kids are going home to parents that need help in some cases. And so the shift around like doing technology, which is what we do now, that's why we changed the name. We have a technology workforce development program. We also have a business incubator. Those changes were about what was necessary to get to completion. Unfortunately, a lot of programs kind of sit where they are, and it's fine. This is not to knock any programs, but it's like the whole goal is to not make your customers or the people that come to you dependent on you, but to get them in and out, get them whole and then send them on the way. And the way that we do that is to involve the whole family. I went to an orientation one time for a grant that we got from the National Center for Families Learning, Sharon Darling, and she said in that meeting, which turned the light on for me, was there's no such thing as a child in poverty that doesn't live with a parent in poverty. And so you have to include the entire family
Right.
if you want to get them to completion. So that's kind of what the sort of progression that we went through and the way we changed.
So your programming is something you want people to go through, not come to.
Yeah, because that's the thing is that there's plenty of need. That's when people talk about I want to work myself out of a job, and sometimes it doesn't feel like that's what they want to do, but we sincerely want to do that. We want to make sure that people come through and they're not just going through this circle and just there's never an off ramp. And not that we want to get rid of them. We love the kids and they do come back, right? They come back regularly, but we don't want them to have to come back. So in our music program, when they learn the instrument, we give them the instrument. We provide them with laptops and hotspots so they can work, they can do the classes from home, and so they can continue to grow, even if they've gone through sort of the basic stuff for us and got to where they needed to be. But that beyond us, they can continue to grow, and we want to make sure that that's the case for all of our programs.
Cool. And we'll discuss your programs a little more specifically a little bit down the line. But our relationship, personal too.
Yeah.
But it started. Did
It started professionally.
That's what I thought. Yeah. So it
professionally.
started professionally. So we'll stick to that for right now.
Okay.
Public show and government employee. So how did that happen and came about? And it has evolved quite a bit. So take us from beginning to what we're getting ready to talk about in a minute, which is Baxter.
Right. It began at a round table in this building upstairs on the 4th floor.
Right.
I was at the time that I founded the Music Academy. I was looking for a place to because the program was starting to grow, and I was really looking for a place to expand into. And I mean, it was kind of crazy. And I'm like when I first came to the first meeting here, and I was invited into the room to sit down and talk about finding a space for us, and there were like 6 or 7 people around the table. I actually thought I had come into the wrong meeting. Like I was like, there's no way all these people are here. And you were actually sitting to my left. Remember, it's like a picture I took in my mind. You were sitting to my left, and I remember you had a binder in your hand, and it was like everybody knew their mission. Like everybody knew the assignment. It went as simple as you're looking for a building. Yes, you slid this binder over to me. Is there anything in there that you're interested in? I was like, yeah, this looks good, and it went from there. It was really that simple because I think I walked into a room of people that wanted to get a thing done.
Right.
And so it was really simple.
And working with you, I'm real big on partnerships with out of all of the community centers that are under my direction, and so the success of our partnership has made it a light go off for me. Like a lot more of this can happen and should happen, and that's not today's conversation. But of course, success breeds success, and so our relationship professionally and making it work so well and so easily. That okay, this can happen. So I'm glad that we've had that continuing success and a long-standing relationship.
Yeah, and it's important to me because, like I said, the fact that that you guys acted that swiftly and sort of, and not just like it wasn't like here's this building and walked away, like stayed involved. Well, you did, and others. I mean, that you under your direction, but like stayed involved and made sure that we had what we needed when we needed it, and so everything really went smooth. And sort of my obligation then to you guys was that I did what I said I would do.
Right. And you did. Another thing, a lot of people, so my next question, but I'm going to lead into it with this, is a lot of people, particularly when they partner with government, feel like, okay, I'm here. And you were like, oh, hey, let me help. Because you did some things that we couldn't have done.
Right.
You made some physical improvements to some of our properties that you were operating out of to make them fit your mission.
Yes.
But it was still like, hey, this is what I need, but let me get it done because I know people or I have relationships. So that's important, which leads into my next question. There are some people who have this sort of me too or why not me thing. You put a lot of skin in the game. You also are a rent-paying tenant. Let's be clear about that. It's not, oh, here are some keys. AMP pays rent and takes good care of the properties. So what would be your advice to someone else who says, I want to be a partner with Metro government?
I mean, to walk in understanding that you walked in with a thing that you wanted to do and nobody owes you anything.
Right.
I mean, that's kind of the bottom line. It's like I woke up one day and said I wanted to do a music program. Ben doesn't owe me anything. Ben doesn't have to give me a building. Ben doesn't have to lease it to me. Ben doesn't have any equipment. Like I could have said, well, why can't you guys give me equipment I want to teach kids, and like, don't you care about kids? And you know what I mean? Like it's this kind of sort of goofy attitude, like that somebody owes you something because of what you said you wanted to do.
Right.
And when you find a good partner, you have to respect that partner. And I think that it was a mutual respect between, especially for you and I, it was a mutual respect about like I do my part, you do your part. As long as you do your part, I'll do my part. I'll do my part, you'll do your part. It's a mutual respect that we have to have.
And I think people also don't realize that even from that initial relationship, you offered to mentor
Yes.
younger people and newer nonprofits because there's more to this than a lot of people realize.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, and again, you didn't owe us that because that wasn't part of our agreement, but you said you would.
Because it made sense.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. So you mentioned the Technology and Learning Center.
Yes.
What's going on with that?
Man, look, we should be done by November before Thanksgiving of this year. It's a 13,000 square foot technology training. It's called the AMP Tech and Learning Center at 1701 West Market Street. We actually, we haven't announced it publicly, but we got another community partner that's going to be in the space on the first floor. Actually, two new community partners on the first floor. So we'll have childcare, we'll have a gift shop. On the second floor will be the administrative staff. We have a conference room and all that. Some of the best technology that you could have in the building. And on the third floor will be our Tech and Learning Center where we're training folks in underserved and under-resourced neighborhoods in technology. And this is what, like I said, really brag about our program is all of the things that we do in terms of like the training and stuff we do, it's not us printing certificates out on a printer. These are industry recognized certifications that people are getting that you can take anywhere in the country and use to get a job. And so in addition to the tech and learning, the technology training we give in the certifications, we actually connect them with jobs. And probably the most important, not most important, but one of the things that's really different than what we do is we actually pay our students to go to class because we're trying to sort of transition them into the workspace. And so this is your first job, and then that job that you get with that partner, community partner of ours or corporate partner of ours is your promotion. And so the other part about that is when you're dealing with community where people are trying to come up, it's kind of interesting that you would think that they would come to a place, spend something like 6 to 8 hours a day, 5 days a week, and hope that it works out. And then you give them handouts, if you will, like I'll pay for your transportation, I'll buy you food, I'll help you. Instead, why don't I pay you like this is your job? Because it is. It's a job that you come to, you show up, we pay you, and you take care of your own self.
Just transitioning a mindset.
Yeah, it's about dignity. It's about being able to take care of yourself. And so we try to get you in that mode of like, this is, you earned this. We didn't give this to you. We're not giving you a handout. It's not charity.
Yeah. I thought we was cool people, and you kind of eased out that I got some stuff happening, so we can't get the breaking news here.
Well, okay, yes you can. Yes you can. Yes you can. Only Ben though. That's hilarious. But so it's Play Cousins Collective.
Okay.
Will be actually in our building. We actually had them over to the building yesterday. They're super excited because we had originally actually had that first floor as co-working space and some other stuff that we were going to use for ourselves. And we kind of, checked out, and we've been longtime friends of theirs, Kristen Williams, who is the founder and CEO of that, been longtime friends of theirs. And I personally, I shouldn't say I wasn't pleased with the conditions that they operate in now. And I was like, and I went back to the architect and my chief of staff, Christina Shadle, and our construction folks and said, can we do something different with that first floor? And so we had to redraw it, and the architect had to go back and do all the things, and then
That's what you do.
Yeah, I mean that's what we got to do because I think and I tell people this all the time. We can't do this by ourselves. Right. And so I'm always about partnerships, and that it's like what we have, everybody has. Like we want to share it with people, and we also have Millionaire Market. They're going to have a gift shop there for businesses that go through that need a space to display their products. Yeah.
Right. I can't believe we're running out of time. Did not touch on the fact that you're going to be a partner at the Baxter Community Center, but I'm just going to put that out there right now. People will hear more about that later because I got to get in that last question.
A recording studio, yeah.
Right, the recording studio. So there are a lot of people that you help in organizations, and you've touched on all of that. I know how you're going to answer this question, but I don't know your answer.
Okay.
What's the secret to your success?
I trust God.
Okay.
I mean, I do. I tell people I learned it. I figured this out a long time ago. This is not on me. If I'm obedient, if I do what God tells me to do, then I'll be okay. If it works, it works. If it doesn't, then that wasn't what I was supposed to be doing. So I just, I put the work in, and I have surround myself with great people that care about what we're doing. So.
Gotcha. I don't think I ought to ask anything else after that.
Okay.
That sounds like period.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
again, Ben Johnson, Beyond the Bench, Dave Christopher. Follow us on all of our socials. We touched on Baxter. We have 14 other community centers where we're hiring as well. And we got some other fun opportunities throughout our department. So follow us on our social media or call our office, 574-7275. Thanks for tuning in. See you next month.